Hi everyone, welcome to the Logistics and Warehousing webinar. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you're all having some nice weather to start off the day. We are here in London, so that's good. We have a load of brilliant employers here today to talk all about what they do and how you could get into the logistics sector and why you should. During the pandemic, it's become even more clear how essential logistics and warehousing is, as our people keep the supermarket shelves stocked and the country moving. Before we start with the short presentations, I'll just briefly introduce the people who will be talking. So starting off with me, my name is Joanna Freeman and I'm the Future Talent Manager at Kuehne + Nagel UK. We're one of the world's leading logistics companies and we have over 6,000 employees in the UK and 78,000 worldwide. So then we will hear from TLP Recruitment. So Avi is head of branch operations for TLP Recruitment West Midlands. TLP have been placing supply chain and logistics candidates for over 25 years. We'll then move on to System Group. So you've got Joanna and Darren here from System Group, which is transport and logistics learning provider of choice. After that, we have Europa. Lana J is an early career talent manager who champions young people into the logistics sector for a long-term rewarding career. Her previous experience is within schools' career program implementation, university widening participation, and learning and development. After Lana, we have Richard from Pertemps. Pertemps was established in 1961. And from a turnover of 50k in year one, we now turn over almost £800 million, which is pretty impressive, delivering talent acquisition programs and recruitment services for clients across the UK. Their core business has always been temporary recruitment, which includes supplying workers into traditional white-collar secretarial administration and customer service roles, as well as the blue-collar driving, warehousing, cleaning and refuse roles. After that, we have Debbie Illage from Walsall College, who is the curriculum lead. Walsall College is a further education college based in Walsall, unsurprisingly, offering training programs to support your prospects for employment in the warehousing sector. Following that, we have Workwise, and we have Vicky from WMCA presenting Workwise, helping people and workplaces with travel discounts and more. And last of all, we have National Careers Service. Rachel Evans is the Employer Engagement Manager for the National Careers Service. Rachel has been in recruitment, both in-house and agency, for 25 years, and she works with employers and training providers across the West Midlands region to source opportunities for customers of the National Careers Service. So as you can see, a wealth of experience and information for you guys today. You can pop questions in the chat and the information will be shared after the session, as we probably won't have time to answer any during the webinar. So now let's start off with Avi from TLP Recruitment.
Good morning, everybody. As Joanna mentioned, I head up operations at the West Midlands branch. TLP, we have been a leading recruitment logistics specialist, both doing kind of permanent, temporary and contract recruitment, but all within logistics. So it's something that we are quite passionate about. What I'll do today is I'll explain a little bit more about what logistics is, the roles within the industry, and as a business, what we can offer you as well. I myself have had a lifetime in logistics, to be honest. Quite excited about being here with you guys today. I've worked within the industry itself. I've been an operations manager running actual warehouses, so kind of understand the challenges within the industry, but also how the sector has really developed over the years. As a team, we have a lot of experience, and I can kind of give you a full insight, really, what the roles are really like. So when you come to us, we don't just talk about the roles, we can actually tell you about the actual roles, what they're like, but also tell you about all of the developments that go on within logistics as well. So just a little bit about logistics itself. What is logistics? In simple terms, logistics is the planning and the execution of distribution of goods and services around the globe. So it's basically moving products from A to B. The logistics can be seen as one of the most important careers in the field out there. Without it, society basically couldn't function. And we've definitely seen that over the year with all of the challenges that we've had with COVID. Presently, at the moment, we have 2.5 million people working within the UK transport, logistics and warehouse sector, and we contribute just over 120 billion pounds into the UK economy. So you'll probably say, kind of, what kind of roles are available then? And I will go through those with you now, but they kind of fall under three sections really: transport, freight and shipping, material, warehouse and storage. So the type of roles that you'll find within transport is anything kind of from a van driver, HGV vehicle, the administrators that do all the admin, the planning and the managers within transport. Within a warehouse, you've got the pickers, sorters, forklift truck drivers, the administrators that log everything onto the system, people that control the stock and inventory, the managers, health and safety, quality. And then on the freight and shipping side, again, we've got shipping clerks, people that plan product that will go by road, sea, air. There's all the documents, especially now with Brexit, the custom documents that have to be declared. And also then teams of supervisors, managers. But also alongside this, there are teams of customer service departments, account departments, and so many other functions. So it really does open things up. If I could have the next slide, please. Thank you. So whether you choose kind of to enter logistics as a school leaver, an apprentice or a graduate, there are so many skills, transferable skills that the logistics sector offers. It's recession proof, and we've definitely seen that over the last year, especially with the lockdown. The one sector that's kept moving has been logistics. It's also, COVID-19 has also had a huge impact generally, just to show how pivotal this industry is, how demanding it is, and how much more investment is needed as well. Historically, it has had a lot of challenges within the sector. It's been quite male dominated, as I've seen while I've been working in it. But the good news is, slowly but surely, females are getting those roles that males have already traditionally had, but also moving on into senior opportunities as well. It is a very pressurized environment. I've got to say, it's very demanding, but yet rewarding, because you can always see the end results. Brexit in itself, I mean, yes, there's been a lot going on the challenges within Brexit, but what it has done is it highlighted the need within the logistics industry, how important it is, but it's also created a number of new and exciting career opportunities as well. I could have the next slide, please. So what can TLP do to support everybody? Basically, we're a recruitment business. So we offer registration where you can come to us. At the moment, obviously, you can't walk into us, but hopefully you'll be able to soon. Send your CV to us and we'll have online chats, whether they're video calls, whether they're phone calls, and we can talk to you about your current situation. We can assess your skills, your background, talk to you about what kind of careers are open to you within logistics, what kind of opportunities there are out there. We also do a lot of screening, so we will do checks in terms of your eligibility to work in the UK, any qualifications you have, get references, so you're literally ready to go then with us. And then we offer kind of face-to-face video, telephone meetings so that we can prepare you for interviews, talk to you generally if you're struggling with anything, but also arrange those same meetings with our customers then going forward. And we also help provide advice on CVs, any applications that you might be going through, but more so interview techniques as well. If it's a role that you've never been for before, or you haven't had an interview in a number of years, we're definitely here to help. I know that at the end, all of our information will be passed over to you. So if we can help, definitely do get in touch. And thank you for your time today.
Thanks, Avi. And now we hand over to Joanna and Darren from System Group.
Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today. So Darren is going to get us started.
Hello. Hi everyone, great to be here. I'm really looking forward to speak to you about some of the ways that System Group can support you moving forward. So as was highlighted earlier, System Group are the provider of choice for transport and logistics. We're one of the leading training providers in transport and logistics. We've specialised in supporting people to move into HGV driver opportunities and also various logistics-based opportunities within the UK. I think the key element for us is ensuring that we are able to give a proactive support to learners to upskill and gain the necessary skills and qualifications moving forward. We work with various employers, stakeholders, job centres and the learners that we support to really help you to move forward, to gain the necessary quals and skills, but also to really understand what it's like to work in this fantastic industry. One of the things that System Group is actively doing at the moment in the West Midlands is supporting people to upskill as the HGV driving workforce of the future. One of the biggest things, and previous speaker kind of mentioned on it, which is the opportunity of the massive gap now at present within the logistics sector, especially within the driver sector. There's currently a 77,000 driver shortage nationally within the UK, and System Group is actively working with employers and stakeholders to really drive those opportunities to help learners to fund and access HGV training opportunities to help them become and to fill that HGV driver shortage. We also are actively working in partnership with people like Avi and various others in relation to a driving opportunity for our other part, which is our warehouse and forklift truck provision. We are very much focused on, again, enabling people to gain skills, to gain the right skills, knowledge and behaviours, and ultimately gain those required licenses to gain that sustainable job within this logistics environment. Obviously, part of that focus is making it very learner centric, and I think the key element for us, and obviously Joanna is going to talk about it in a moment, for us it's about making our support very learner centric. It's really important to us that every learner that comes through our programs is supported, is given the right advice, ultimately that we're looking to your future career so that we can make sure you have that sustainable focus. And we actively work in partnership with job centres, with other training providers, and ultimately with employers to make sure that we're helping people gain the right knowledge and those right skills in order to kind of move forward proactively. In a moment, Joe's going to talk about kind of how that looks, but just to kind of give that sort of overview again, we support individuals to become HGV drivers, we support people to gain a variety of forklift truck licenses, but more at the same time, alongside that, our support includes industry recognised qualifications such as warehouse and storage, driving goods vehicle qualifications, and many others. And I think the key element for us is that we can, alongside industry and various employers, really help people to understand this fantastic industry and to sort of see their future career moving forward. So I'm going to pass over to Joe now. Who's going to talk a bit more about the kind of eligibility and just sort of a bit more information in regards to that. Thank you very much. Next slide, please.
Okay, so as Darren just mentioned, then we have a number of pathways that our learners can sort of like go down if they want to go in relation to HGV driving or forklift truck pathways. So some essential criteria that we need for you to be able to enrol onto our courses is you need to be 19 plus for the funding criteria. If you are enrolling onto one of our HGV driver pathways, you need to hold a full UK driving licence that you've held for a minimum of 12 months to be able to enrol onto the course. To be able to access the funding for these qualifications, we also need you to be on Universal Credit or Job Seekers Allowance. However, there is a slight caveat that if you are employed, if you can prove that you are falling into that low wage bracket of £18,135, you are also still able to enrol onto our courses. And you also need a laptop or a computer and some Wi-Fi, because as you all know, in the digital age that we're currently in with the pandemic, all of our provision has been moved online for these courses. So we are actively delivering our courses throughout the pandemic, but we've moved to an online platform. So it's really important that you've got access to a computer, laptop or a tablet, and you've got some Wi-Fi access as well. So just in relation then to the other commitments for the courses, you need to be able to commit to 4 hours of learning per day between the hours of 9 and 3:30. So for the HGV course that we offer, it's a 3-week online course. So as Darren mentioned, you will be completing the level 1 health and safety certificate. You'll also complete the level 2 warehouse and storage certificate and the level 2 driving goods vehicle certificate. If you opt for the forklift truck course, we offer a variety of forklift truck licenses. So these include counterbalance, reach and VNA licenses. So that's a 2-week online course for the forklift truck. And again, you'll be completing level 1 health and safety, level 2 warehouse and storage, and the level 2 forklift truck operations qualification as part of that particular pathway. All of our practical training is delivered at the Fort Industrial Estate in Birmingham. So another requirement is that wherever you are based in the West Midlands, you've got access to transport to get to the Fort Industrial Estate in Birmingham for our online, for our practical elements after the online element that you've completed. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so as you can see, this is just a bit of information about the process for each stage. So we've got the HGV pathway, which is your class 2, or you have the E-license, which is your class 1. So we have some various different stages for the HGV pathway. Included within that course, we also fund the medical, the CPC, which is the Certificate of Professional Competence, and we also fund the theory test and the practical driving test. So there is a few more elements of the HGV pathway that you'll need to follow, so that's slightly longer. And for the forklift truck pathway, you'll be doing the initial enrolment ID checks, etc., the online learning. Then you move forward to the practical element for the forklift truck license, and you'll ultimately be able to achieve your counterbalance, reach, or VNA forklift truck license. So that's just a little bit of a sort of visual of the sort of processes for both the HGV pathway and for the forklift truck pathway. So next slide, please. So yeah, thank you very much for your time today. Just like to thank the WMCA for inviting us onto this webinar today. It's really great that you've all attended. Thank you very much for your time. And if you would like any more information in relation to the courses that we've just mentioned, please feel free to contact us on the contact information that's going to be provided to you after the webinar. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks very much, Joanna and Darren. That was brilliant. Now we'll move on to Lana from Europa.
Hi everyone, is the screen appearing okay for you all?
Lana, that's great.
Good.
Pardon?
That looks great.
Okay, fantastic. Brilliant. So hi everyone, really lovely to meet you. So I am an early career talent manager at the company Europa Worldwide Group. So essentially what that means is I go to schools and colleges and attract young people to join our business through means of different programs that I'll talk about a little bit more. But essentially what I do look for are people that are eager to join the industry, that have a great can-do attitude, and we always talk about how we can teach you everything else. And it's been a real pleasure, although the last year has been very dark, just to speak to young people who are now seeing logistics more on the map. They're understanding that we've been able to give them the things when they've needed it most, whether it be sort of their parcels, their food shopping, or shipping in other senses. So to talk a little bit more about us, we're one of the largest privately owned transports and logistics company in the UK. And when we talk about logistics, as we said, it's kind of getting things really simply from A to B, but we do have 4 divisions. So our first division that I'll talk about is our road haulage. So that's European road freight. So essentially getting things from the UK over to Europe on one of our sort of long trucks that you'll see in the picture there. We also have air and sea as a division, so that's using air and sea transportation to be able to internationally get our goods to where we need them most. We also have a number of international offices in Hong Kong, America, and also Belgium and Brussels. We have another division that I wanted to kind of give you an insight into, which is show freight, and that's event logistics. And essentially that's working with our customers to support them in any of the events that they work on. So it's us getting the goods there for them, setting them up on the day. So the NEC in Birmingham is a really good example of that. And our largest, the last division is warehousing. So that's warehousing facilities for customers as well. And we have really proudly and recently, through the height of the pandemic, opened our Corby warehouse, which was a £60 million development in North Northamptonshire. And that's been really fantastic to get off the ground, even at a very difficult time. So in terms of our programmes, we work in partnerships with Think Logistics, the Young Freight Forwarder Network. We work with a lot of multi-academy trusts, engaged schools, and we have a great university network as well. Some of our programmes that I'll just shine light to is our Warehouse to Wheels programme. As Darren spoke about earlier, the shortage of drivers that we have is something that we've also been trying to work and bring some positives to. That's currently closed at the moment, but something to look out for in the future. We also have our graduate management scheme, which is a step-by-step scheme into management that we have open in our warehouse and road divisions. That has just closed on the 12th of February, but again, something to look at if you're in university or looking to move forward. But the programme that I wanted to talk to you about today is our award-winning programme. So that's our school and college leaver rapid career development programme within the road division of sales. So I'm just going to pop to the next slide. So becoming a rapid on our Europa sales scheme is simply, we call it rapid because it's quite a high and fast trajectory to being able to get into a sort of senior sales position. We offer school and college leavers the chance to earn whilst they learn. It might be that university is not for them. It might be that they don't want to go down the training qualification route and they just want to immerse themselves into that business environment. And that's where we wanted to offer a unique opportunity for young people to do that. So in terms of the role itself, it's a trainee road account manager role where they get an exciting career in sales. They start in an operations-based role just to kind of understand the company, understand the way the road division works, supporting other members of the team, and then they build into the sales side as time progresses. It's quite a healthy starting salary of 22.5 with the company car as well, so they will be visiting clients and they can start to earn commission once they finish that sales training. We've run this programme for the last 2 years and it's one of the most rewarding programmes from my personal perspective. It's wonderful to see young people come into the business and within a couple of years' time be really taking it by storm. We're really about growing our own talent here at Europa, and it's something that our managing director is really passionate about. So to talk about the opportunity a little bit more, and it is open until April 30th. As a trainee road account manager, you'll be generating sales opportunities for the business, building some positive relationships, understanding and meeting customers' logistical needs, providing an excellent level of customer service, and you'll be in a targeted environment. So really good for anyone that's sort of a bit competitive or motivated by key goal points. And what we're looking for are people that are self-motivated, people that are, we always say likable, everyone's likable, but we do recruit on sort of an extrovert personality, someone that's not afraid to pick up the phone or present to a customer, someone that's, if you know, thrives in a busy environment. Our offices are a great deal of fun, the Birmingham office especially. It's a really busy hub of warehouse, air, sea and road. Also show freight too, so it holds all 4 of our divisions. We like to talk about how people should be passionate to start a career with us. It's not for everyone. You are given the same responsibilities as any other trainee road account manager that starts with us. So we do want you to see this as a real progressive opportunity. We have a fantastic learning and development department that support you absolutely every step of the way. And it might be that once you finish the sales scheme, you want to go into other areas of the business, but this is a really great start for you all and something where you can really generate some fantastic transferable skills. To give you a bit of an insight into some of the people that have been successful on the scheme, we've got Matt here. So Matt's actually in our Bristol branch, and he tried university. Unfortunately, it wasn't for him, and he decided that he wanted to go into somewhere where he could study the business world, get a real feel for it, speak to customers and make those key decisions every day. And he felt like this opportunity gave him that. He feels really proud and excited for what's to come. He's worked his way up from trainee account manager to a senior account manager, where he now takes on line management duties and is hoping to progress to a branch manager in the next couple of years. But he's been in the business for 3 years now. Then we've got Abby from Birmingham, which is really relatable for you guys. And 2 years ago, she started with us in the customer service and operations department, where she really learned the business from the ground up. And now she's a senior account manager who line manages 2 people, really enjoys hitting her targets, has some of the biggest accounts in Birmingham. And she just feels very inspired by some of the women leaders that we've got in the business. 2 out of the 4 directors are women. That's the road and warehouse division, and that's what she aspires to be. She wants to work her way up through the company and really just put that hard work in and get the rewards out of that. So just 2 examples of how the scheme works for these young people. And then if you are interested, I would definitely say to have a look at our website, which is www.europa-worldwide.com. And we've got a whole page that's dedicated to Rapid. We've got a whole page dedicated to sort of working for us. You'll be asked to fill in an application form, a personality profiling, a video interview, which has been, you know, a real baptism of fire for some, just getting to grips with all of the sort of technology of that, but a really good learning point for all of the young people involved. And then we'll ask you to do some COVID secure face-to-face interviews later this summer for a September 2021 start. We do ask that if you are applying for the scheme that you do have a driver's license, that you are actually interested and able to get to the Minworth branch, and that you are looking for that progressive opportunity, so it's a long-term career option. If you do have any questions, my details are on the screen here. There's an email address and telephone number. I'll be happy to talk those through with you. But also, if you go onto our Instagram page, we've got some really fantastic videos with some of the Rapids and the graduates themselves talking about their experiences and giving some great advice and tips for you.
Thanks,
and
Anna.
that is me.
Thank you. And now I'm handing over to myself, so that's quite an easy one. So we'll just wait for the slides to be back. Great, thank you. So as I said earlier, my name is Joanna Freeman and I'm from Kuehne + Nagel. So who are Kuehne + Nagel, apart from a company with a sort of funny sounding German name that no one can spell? Well, we have 11.3 million meters squared of warehouse space worldwide, over 400,000 customers, 130 years of corporate history. We're #1 in global sea freight, and we have over 78,000 employees worldwide. So you can see that there's some really great opportunities there all over the world for you, as well as in the UK. And we have seen people go from pretty much anywhere to where they want to be. So one great example of that for me is that our managing director from the UK, he started off his career as a warehousing apprentice in Dublin. Way back in, I think it was 1989, and now he's working in New York. So it's really can take you anywhere you want it to go. So the core essence of Kuehne + Nagel is to go above and beyond for our colleagues, customers, and communities. So next slide, please, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the UK part of Kuehne + Nagel. So as I said, we have 6,000 colleagues in the UK, over 50 locations. So we're all over the country. That's from Poole all the way up to Scotland. We have lots of different locations, so hopefully something suitable for you. And the West Midlands is a real focus for us because we have a very large site in Birmingham, which is a very nice new site in Aston. And we also have a large facility in Donington, which works for the MOD. So lots of interesting things to get your teeth into there. Our people design world-leading logistics solutions. We provide warehousing and distribution for big customers like the Ministry of Defence, Leonardo helicopters, all sorts of weird and wonderful things going on. And we move goods all over the world by air, land and sea. So we really have our toes dipped into every pool of logistics at Kuehne + Nagel. Next slide, please. So I just wanted to tell a little story of one of the amazing things that our Kuehne + Nagel colleagues do. So obviously we do pharmaceuticals. In fact, that's one of our focus areas within the UK. I'm sure you can understand that pharmaceuticals are a really difficult thing to move. They've all got to be at the perfect temperature. They've got to move around quickly and make sure they get to where they need to be. That's never been more clear than right now, when our whole future at the moment depends on a vaccine program. So we have a really brilliant program where we make sure we know where the pharmaceuticals are, if they're on schedule, and if the temperature of the cargo is within the desired range to make sure everything's happening safely. So we have a quote here from Osama, who's our European Road Logistics Manager, saying, "It might sound strange, but knowing that product protection is in place actually helps me sleep better at night. I wouldn't want to imagine what happens if medicine doesn't arrive in the desired condition." So just to kind of bring home to you that every single colleague at Kuehne + Nagel contributes to things like this, no matter where you're working or what you're doing. So on to our next slide, please. A really important part of what we do at Kuehne + Nagel is our net zero carbon program. So we're putting a really big focus on how we impact our environment. And we think that in the logistics industry, that's especially important because we transport things around the globe. So our targets at the moment are to be fully carbon neutral in our direct sphere of influence as of 2020, and we achieved that. So we're really pleased with that. And our next step is to achieve carbon neutrality for our suppliers and customers' footprint by 2030. So that means that we're investing in projects around the globe, we're planting trees, just to make sure that we're offsetting the impact of moving things around the world. So on the next slide, we have a few of our open roles, just to show you a bit of an example of what we're offering. So we have roles available for Class 1 drivers. We have some quite niche roles, which I think are quite interesting in Donington. So those are working for the MOD contract. So that includes an equipment examiner, an electrical technician, and also an air-elect equipment examiner all in Donington. We also have a role for an expo and events project coordinator. That's a really cool role because expo and events deal with, at the moment, aren't happening, but they will be soon, big events all over the world, like car shows and Formula One, things like that. So it's quite a cool industry to work in. And next slide, please. So those were just a few of the roles that we have available. But really, I just encourage you to get onto our website and have a look because we have new jobs being added constantly. We've been hiring throughout the pandemic. We actually started 30 new apprentices just in January, and we're hiring for apprentices really more or less continuously. So there will be roles available all the time. So I'd really encourage you just to get onto our website, have a look. And also, if there isn't something that interests you at the moment, you can sign up to our talent community, which just means that if there are roles available that suit you, then you'll get a little email just to let you know, so you can go and apply. And of course, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, and I post a lot of jobs on there as well. Thank you. I hope that is interesting. And next, we're moving on to Richard from Pertemps.
Richard, you're muted.
Sorry, everyone. I've got to get used to those. Good morning, everyone. My name's Richard Bourne. I've worked for Pertemps now for the last 15 years. I've worked in the recruitment industry for 19 years in total. My support to the logistics industry through recruitment has been ranging from SMEs, so small companies with 2 or 3 staff, right up to multinational companies. Currently, Pertemps are the largest independently owned recruitment agency in the UK. We supply in the region of 33,000 temps across all sectors, but specifically 11,000 of those people are in what we call key working critical functions, which are supporting supermarkets to get things onto shelves, supporting delivery of parcels and goods and services, which are all through the logistics industry, which there are very many opportunities coming up through our website and our network. We do a lot of divisions and specialisms. So the stuff I'm talking about today is going to be more of the general entry-level roles, but we do support senior-level permanent placements, such as managers, managing director, operations managers, and more specialist sort of transport drivers. And then we've got our own independent driving academy, which upskills drivers to get support on the roads. Our on-site network, we have large independent clients who've asked us to support them by recruiting specifically for each of their sites. we have a team of recruitment consultants based on and on site, which will recruit specifically for that particular client. And those could be national clients who have wide range of different warehousing jobs and different opportunities. We also have a branch network which covers anywhere from the Isle of Wight all the way across the country. We've got consultants that are dedicated to knowing the local area, so they have got the local knowledge of smaller independent businesses as well as the large national clients that we support the staff with. What we do as a business is it's a strong sector knowledge, and we supply workers into an industry using our local knowledge and the understanding of what jobs are available and what people go into. An example of one of the contracts I've worked on recently, we've had a national client who's managed to deliver an estimated 496 million parcels in the space of 3 months. Logistics industry as a whole in the UK, there's 195,000 businesses involved. So the opportunities are not just the larger companies, there are a lot of opportunities across the board, but what Pertemps do is give you an entry level into these opportunities. So getting you into that warehouse job, getting an opportunity to get a foot in the door with these companies, to develop a career, and then look for expanding the career once you've made an initial test before you buy, using the temporary or permanent method. Temporary opportunities are not always temporary, they lead to permanent jobs. Our staff will explain the role, explain the vacancies, explain what's involved. If we can go to the next slide, please, I'll give you an example. So this is a warehouse operative. These are some of the stats based around it, and the job count is what's been run through our advertising network nationally. It's got some statistics on average salaries, which everyone thinks it is always minimum wage roles. It's not always a minimum wage role as an entry level job. Warehouse and logistics are doing quite well. For an example, I'm supplying van drivers at the moment who are earning £11.44 per hour in the week and £13.91 per hour in the week at the weekend. Those roles are more than comparative to the engineering businesses that we're doing at the moment. We've also got an uplift in the national minimum wage, which is coming through soon. There's a lot of opportunities coming through. Logistics has been consistently busy throughout the pandemic, and there's been no drop off. A lot of the companies we deal with have been recruiting, and recruiting in greater numbers than previous. This indication shows you across the country, there's opportunities in all areas advertised through our network and on our website. And you can see the number of candidates applying in each week in which area. So we still need a volume of candidates applying to be able to support and manage these key functions for our national clients. The industry in general, it is very male dominated, so it is becoming more diverse as people are open to opportunities. We're seeing a lot of transferable skills where people have been working in different industries and then looking for a new opportunity within logistics, or they're looking for even a short-term opportunity as a temporary role to earn money whilst they might be on furlough for another job. If we can go to the next slide, please. So forklift drivers is an example of maybe a semi-skilled level of role that we would be recruiting for. There's plenty of opportunities for forklift drivers, and if you look at the bottom right-hand corner, it's a long-term regular job. A lot of people applying to this role have got an 8 years plus experience banding. It's across the country. There's opportunities throughout, again shown through the number of adverts and the number of job counts advertised. There's 3 or 4 different kinds of forklift licenses you can go for. You can have a reach truck, counterbalance, bendy, V&A trucks. There are opportunities to train on site with some of our clients and get further knowledge and get certification, which are then transferable between other customers. If we can go on to the next slide, please. So this is a van driving one. So as I discussed earlier, we're currently supporting a national client who've had 2,500 consistently working van drivers, which have ran all the way from October last year. It was due to end at Christmas, but due to the pandemic and the extra workload, they've had a 65% increase in volumes, and they've continued those people through and took on a number up to 570 of them permanent on fixed term contracts. So those opportunities that start off as a temporary, get a foot in the door and maybe some short-term money, also end up as being a long-term career opportunity, which gets development and we heard before, getting a foot in the door can lead to a career path, moving up levels and into supervisory, management and senior management positions. Or if we can go to the next slide, please. We've got transport planning. So this might be an example of someone who started in a warehouse. A transport planner could be organising the routes for the trucks, who's going out where, what logistics and freight are going on to which trucks, where they're going to go. This is generally a role that's taken up by people who've started off maybe as a driver on the roads and decided to come back in-house, or it may be someone who's worked their way up through the warehouse side of things, but it's someone with a working knowledge of the site and the factory. If we can move on to opportunities, at the moment there's a lot of things that Pertemps can do. Agencies supply clients across the board in, like I say, small SME businesses right up to multinationals. These are some stats to pull together with just examples of companies, the numbers of people they're advertising and the frequency that these jobs are coming through. You can see from the graphic that all these companies are currently advertising, and this is for transport planning roles in particular. This is still the same with warehousing, still forklift drivers and van drivers. And all these companies will also be hiring throughout the pandemic on a regular basis. So that's covered off everything I was going to talk about. It's the gateway opportunities. We've got a lot of this advertised on our website. If you want to have a look through, there are opportunities constantly updated. So the website is www.pertemps.co.uk. If there are any questions specifically for me, then please feel free to call. Thank you.
Thanks, Richard. And now we're passing over to Debbie from Walsall College.
Good morning, and I appreciate you taking in an awful lot of information today. So I'll try to keep this concise. So I'm Debbie Illidge from Walsall College. If you could move on with the slide, please. Okay, thank you. So my department is the Employment Gateway, but we're part of the oh, sorry, don't you love technology? So I'm Debbie Illidge, part of the Employment Gateway department. We're part of the wider Walsall College, obviously based in Walsall. We currently support over 3,500 young people with their training and over 4,000 adult learners. That's on full and part-time programmes, delivering within the college main campus, and we have several campuses across Walsall and also in Cannock. So hopefully you would find somewhere local to yourselves. If going into a big college is a little intimidating if you're at your starting point, we also have many community venues where we can help you. Next slide, please. Thank you. So Employment Gateway department, we do what it says on the tin. We are supporting people into employment, working very, very closely with DWP, Combined Authority, employers local to Walsall and Cannock, and the wider Black Country. We can support with training, traineeships and apprenticeships. But particularly today, we're going to be talking about the pre-employment programmes, focusing on entry into warehousing. Next slide, please. So we're looking at training for those that have recently found themselves unemployed, or people looking to change their career, or have been long-term unemployed. So those that are thinking now, perhaps circumstances have changed and we're looking to get into employment. We offer a variety of programs, starting with a sector gateway program, which is a rapid program, 8 days, where you are looking at the industry, the warehousing industry, and picking up basic employability skills as well that brush up on your CV, your interview practice. Many of the interviews, as a couple of my colleagues have intimated already this morning, are online. That can be quite scary, as you've seen. There can be technical difficulties, and we'll support you through that process. It helps them with interview practice. If you haven't had an interview for a while, that in itself can be a little intimidating. So we allow you that opportunity to get support and also make mistakes in a mock interview ready for your employer contact. We're working with a number of local employers who will guarantee interviews if you do the training with us. That's always an advantage. Next slide, please. So our main programme that we're talking about today is our Level 2 warehousing programme. To say there is the sector gateway, that's a recent introduction. But the Level 2 warehousing programme also gives you the opportunity to do your forklift truck licence. That's your counterbalance licence. And you would get 3 accredited programmes, a Level 2 warehousing and storage principles, where you will gain all sorts of support, advice, and learn new skills. These can range from the customer service skills, health and safety, processing orders, and understanding the ins and outs of working in a warehouse. I think quite often warehouse work has been looked down on, and I actually think through the pandemic we've realised how critical actually this industry is to support both our wants and needs, our shopping habits, but also to support the economy. So it is now, I think, recognised as an important part of our industry. You will also gain digital skills. Now people ask why include digital skills. Well, if you're working in a warehouse, you still have to use your knowledge and skills using the internet for things such as order picking, processing, delivery plans, etc. So it is important that we get these skills, and these are embedded into the warehousing and storage principles delivery. You would also, and at the moment it is worth saying, this is delivered online. Hopefully, given the information we received yesterday, we will be moving to face-to-face delivery again, if that is your preferred delivery, but we will still continue with some online delivery. The programme is over 3 weeks, followed by your forklift training. Obviously, that has to be face-to-face, and that takes 3 to 5 days. So that is, again, followed after the 3 weeks online training. You are required to attend every day. It's 3 weeks, Monday to Friday, and the hours of study are 9:30 till 4. Next slide, please. I think it's important to say that we don't expect everybody to be able to switch on the computer and run with the systems. We are there to support you. Your tutors will guide you through your learning and also support you with online delivery. Again, as a previous colleague said, you do need access to a laptop or PC. Unfortunately, programs can't be accessed fully just using your mobile phone, but there is support from the college and from the DWP with IT resources if this is a barrier to your learning. So rather than just give up, please contact us or contact your job coach with DWP and see what support is available. There isn't a charge for the programme. It is accessible to anybody that is unemployed or on a low income, and you will come out with your qualifications and your forklift licence. Next slide, please. So the entry requirements for the warehousing level 2 and forklift licence, we are asking people to demonstrate their English functional skills at a level 1. If you're not at that stage, then please still talk to us. There is the sector gateway as an entry point, or we can support you with your maths and English or ESOL needs to get you ready for further training. How do you apply? You can apply by going directly to the college website, or the contact details are at the end of this presentation and will be available to you. Please contact us if you've got any questions. We are there to support you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hello, I'm here to represent WorkWise. WorkWise is all about helping people get to work. If I could have the next slide, please. The current scheme offers 50% off selected travel passes in the first 3 months of a new job, and that includes apprenticeships. To qualify, you need to be living or registered with the job centre in the West Midlands Combined Authority area, which is nicely displayed in this map here. To qualify, you also need to apply within 5 working days of your start date, or you can apply if you're increasing your hours to more than 16 per week. With the scheme, you get 50% off selected travel passes over 3 months. You also get a personalised customer service guiding you through each step, and your travel pass is added to a Swift smart card. That means that it's cashless and automatic, and if you ever lose it, it's registered so it can be replaced. Next slide, please. Tickets and passes cover lots of different areas. You'd be surprised how far you can travel on one ticket. You can find out more on our website. And also remember, there is a personalised customer service. So if you're not sure which ticket you want or where to travel, just give us a call and we'll be happy to help. Next slide, please. Tickets available cover bus, train and metro. So whatever your needs, there's likely to be a ticket to help you out. And again, it's all 50% off. So it's great to have a discount. It doesn't stop at just the travel pass though. We take care of you. It's a network in our network. We're here with you step by step. So there's lots of things that WorkWise gets involved with in terms of helping you stay active or getting active. We also provide great top tips to stay safe whilst travelling, particularly during COVID. You can find out more on our West Midlands Network website. Next slide, please. Get more and get connected with WorkWise. We have a lot of people involved. They're all our partners and joint work with them. So you can roll and stroll, which is all about having fun safely. Get top tips from beginner to advanced. Find your adventure for yourself or with your household. There's WMCA Youth. It's opportunities for young people to get involved and have their say in the West Midlands. We have Save with other travel offers and discounts. So there's Way to Work, which is a similar scheme to Workwise, and it gives free train tickets for interviews, training, or the newly employed. We also have Thrive, which is a wellbeing at work programme. So if you're an employer, Thrive at Work can help you support your employees. Bike safety is always important. So you get top tips with Mark Lock and Go. You get discounted gold standard D-locks and cycle hubs and lockers to store your bike. So if your journey involves cycling, we've got you covered. Next slide, please. And that gives you a bit of insight to Workwise. You can find out more through our website, wmnetwork.co.uk/workwise, or you can contact us on workwise@tfwm.org.uk. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you very much, Victoria. I know what you mean, very good to get a discount on transport because it can be very expensive. So next we have National Careers Service with Rachel Evans.
Good morning, everybody, and really good to join you all today. As I was introduced, Rachel Evans. I'm the Employer Engagement Manager for the National Careers Service, and what I'm here this morning to talk to you about is how we can actually help you. So the National Careers Service is able to help you at all sorts of stages of your career. It's not just for people that are unemployed, although it can help the unemployed, but it's all about opportunities, but gaining a support throughout your career journey to actually help achieve your career goals. If you could go to the next slide, please. So how can we actually help you? The National Careers Service offers you free, impartial and personalised advice and guidance to help you make career decisions, and it's available to anyone that's 19 years or older. So it's all about making decisions about your future. It's important to know what's out there and what's right specifically for you. So whatever stage you are at in your career, the National Careers Service can actually help you to understand what your skills are, what skills you might need to adapt to new jobs, circumstances and opportunities. Not only that, but the National Careers Service can help you with your applications. You only get one chance to make a first impression, and it's really important to make that count, and we can help support you with that. There are many options open to you when thinking about your next steps, and we provide information, advice and guidance to help you make the best decisions for you on learning, training and work. So that's ongoing support. It's not one meeting and that's it. The National Career Service is there to provide you with ongoing career support, whatever stage of life or stage in your career that you are at. We can go to the next slide, please. So, the National Careers website has various tools to help you understand and realise all of your skills and to highlight potential roles that you may suit. But how can we specifically help you? As I mentioned, you might be unemployed and seeking a role. You might be working currently, but seeking a new or a different role. You may even be happy in your current role, but you want support to develop your skills further and to enable you to progress and enhance your career development. The National Careers Service can help you with all of that. So it's all about careers advice and career change, effective job searching. A lot of roles are advertised in all sorts of different places now. It's online, it's social media, it's on company websites. A lot of different areas for you to source opportunities, and we can help you with that. It's all about identifying your transferable and job-specific skills and creating a professional tailored CV and a covering letter. Again, we can support you with that. Employers today want CVs and quality is essential. So, they may be interested in individuals who take the time to tailor their CV to a role rather than a scattergun approach. So some people use the same CV for multiple roles. but there are a lot of individuals looking for jobs now, and it's important that you think about the job that you're looking to apply for and that you adapt your CV to actually highlight certain elements of your skills and experience and attributes that would reflect well in that role, and personalise it for that particular role. And National Career Service can help you to do that and help you to tailor your CV, but also your covering letter. As far as using social media is concerned for job searching and recruitment purposes, again, it doesn't matter whether it's LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, different social media is now being used by all sorts of organisations. We've had several mentioned from companies today, and the National Career Service can help you understand what's involved in that, what are they, how do you actually navigate around them, how do you find jobs and apply for jobs using those medium. We can help you with completing application forms and personal statements. Again, make them count. It's important that they are tailored for the applications, tailored for the roles that you're applying for, and think about each one carefully. We can support you with interview preparation and mock interviews. Again, we've heard this morning about virtual and also automated interviews. And with the current pandemic, this is happening a lot currently. And it can be quite disconcerting and an unusual situation to find yourself in, because you're not actually sitting talking to somebody, you're talking to a computer or an automated system. So again, we can provide you with support in how to adapt your approach to that, how to handle it, what to expect, and really just to maximise on your to support yourself and give you the best opportunity with that role. When it's learning new skills, whether it's formal or informal training, again, we can support you with that. We offer a number of training opportunities through our careers advice and guidance sessions. So there's information events and support sessions that we can deliver that you can attend and obviously benefit from. Whether it's apprenticeships or sourcing voluntary work, again, the National Career Service can support you in sourcing apprenticeships, but also understanding, what they are, what's involved, what kind of qualifications you're going to get at the end of it, what's the nature of the roles would mean. And we have numerous apprenticeship opportunities across the West Midlands today. There are many, many of those. Sourcing voluntary work, again, there are certain websites that particularly focus on voluntary work opportunities. So if you are in a situation, perhaps through the pandemic, that you potentially would like to undertake some voluntary work, we can help steer you in the right direction with that. If you're just interested in voluntary work generally, might be to support other activities that you're doing, then again, we can point you in the right direction. We can also help you with your university courses and applications. Again, regardless of age, university courses are open to everybody, all sorts of different people. And it's important that you can tailor your application. We talked about application forms and personal statements, and this applies with university applications as well. So we can support you with that and provide you with guidance. And then information on other organisations is what we can provide that also help you with specific queries. This might be if you're looking to be self-employed, if you're looking for coaching or mentoring to help guide you, if you're looking to do perhaps consider a role like we're talking today in the logistics and warehousing environment. This sector has numerous opportunities from initial levels all the way up to management. But it's one of the biggest growth sectors that we currently have across the UK. And we have multiple opportunities that we're dealing with organisations who have these opportunities. Some of them are temporary, some of them are permanent, all sorts of different vacancies. And so we can put you in touch with these companies and hopefully secure an opportunity for you. We actually have an event next week that's to support this event today. We have a logistics and warehousing information sector information webinar next Tuesday, which is free to attend, and we have companies who are presenting their vacancies that they currently have, traineeships, apprenticeships, and actual work opportunities, and everybody is can attend that and come and learn more about that. So if you actually, can we go on to the next slide, please? If you want to get in touch with us, any support, please just get in touch with one of our advisors. They can discuss your strengths, your skills and ambitions, help you consider your options, provide you with information, advice and guidance, and support, as I said, with CVs and interviews, as well as a number of other elements. We can suggest different steps that you can take. and help you make the choices that are the right choices for you. We can give you information about your local labour market across the West Midlands, but in the different areas of the West Midlands, to understand where the growth areas are, where the opportunities are, and what could benefit you. And we can help identify opportunities to support your personal goals. So please do call our helpline and speak to an advisor on 0800 100 900. Our lines are open from 8 in the morning to 10 o'clock at night, 7 days a week. Calls are free from landlines and most mobile numbers. And as I mentioned previously, we have an event next week. Next week is National Careers Week, really important week in the calendar. And on Tuesday, the 2nd of March at 10 o'clock in the morning, we have a logistics and warehousing event that is being hosted by the National Careers Service. We have companies taking part that are talking about their traineeships and their apprenticeships, and all of those are in the logistics and warehousing sector. And we also have companies talking about their temporary and their permanent vacancies as well. So it's an ideal opportunity to actually find out more, but also to ask questions, because it's an interactive session and you can actually ask questions directly at that time as well. So that's great. That's everything about the National Careers Service. As I said, please get in touch, and we'd be delighted to see how we can help you. Thank you.
Great, thanks everyone. So a really interesting insight into the different careers on offer in the sector, and I hope we've all got you convinced that logistics is the place to be. We did have one question during the webinar, which we do have a bit of time to answer because we finished a little bit early. So the question was, do all the employers encourage ex-offenders to apply? So I'm just going to answer first because I'm the one speaking. From Kuehne & Nagel's perspective, we do encourage ex-offenders to apply. We don't discriminate. It does depend obviously on offences and whether they're spent or unspent, but I'd always encourage anyone interested in a job just to apply and make sure that you are honest and answer the questions as written on the form. But please do apply and don't let that put you off. So I don't know if anyone else wants to answer from their point of view.
I'll answer for Pertemps, Joe. Yeah, we also encourage offenders to apply, or ex-offenders. There are specific roles where it may be an issue, but as long as people are upfront and let us understand where these convictions lie, we can be honest with the clients. We've got vetting processes for certain clients, like, for example, bonded warehouses. There might be restrictions which some of our clients specifically ask us about. However, I would encourage people to apply, look at the roles available, because not all vacancies will be an issue with any conviction. So it's basically tell us about it up front, disclose anything we need to know, and we will work with you to develop opportunities.
Okay, we also have another question, which is, are there opportunities for master's graduates? So again, from our point of view, 100% yes. Our graduate scheme does not specify what you have to have graduated from. We are open to all degree possibilities. Unfortunately, it is closed for this year. But firstly, I'd say you can still apply for any job really. With a master's degree is just a sort of excellent feather in your cap when you're applying. But also, I'd keep an eye out for the next time that our graduate scheme's open, which should be in September this year. And I'd encourage you to apply to that as well.
I would definitely say so as well. Just as an example, obviously it's been a difficult year last year with a lot of graduates coming onto the market and the job market not being as, as full as opportunity. But we've placed quite a few people sorting parcels with a logistics company over the summer holidays, and from that they've actually started to develop some of their careers. One's joined a graduate program just purely from working within the warehouse, and the other one's taking on like a customer administration role. Not exactly what they've wanted to do, however, it's got them an opportunity, it's got them employment experience which they can develop from. So I would say just talk to us, talk to any of the panel, apply for roles, and definitely there's a lot of opportunity out there.
I would say be open to apprenticeships as well. So just because you have a degree doesn't mean you can't do an apprenticeship, as long as it obviously doesn't overlap what you study on your apprenticeship. And personally, we've had quite a few graduates applying and successful for our apprenticeships. And as Avi said, it's getting into the industry, and from there you can build your career. So try not to be thinking, right, this is the exact job that I need. Think about, where can this job take me in the future? Someone else has asked about help to get into an apprenticeship. Does anyone want to take that one?
I'll take that one. If a lot of large companies have now got an apprentice levy, which is funding to support current staff, new staff coming into getting into training and education. I've recently completed a level 3, and last week I finished my level 5. Even though I went to university previously, those were training in-house, which has helped me develop my career. So logistics, there are specific qualifications that employers can draw down on their levy pots to put people through training and education to develop staff and further their career.
Yeah, and apprenticeships are an absolutely brilliant way to start your career. I mean, we absolutely love apprenticeships. As I said, we recently hired 30 new apprentices, and we will keep doing that all year. So again, if you sign up to our talent pool, you'll get notification about those. There's no age limit anymore on apprenticeships, so that is a big thing. It used to be seen as, you know, you've got to be 16 years old and just out of school, but that is absolutely not the case. Same as Richard, I've just done an apprenticeship in management, and I have a degree as well, and it really just helped me advance my skills. So just be really open to what opportunities there are out there for you.
I was going to say the other thing is that with apprenticeships, you don't have to be, if you may be working, but if you're actually thinking, is this something I want to do, starting from scratch, if you contact the National Career Service, we can actually point you in the direction and give you support on finding out about lots of different apprenticeships. You know, they might be in Pertemps, they might be in Geraghty, they could be in numerous other you know, organisations. We are completely objective. We help you source and find, you know, lots of different opportunities, and so then you can make that choice yourself. But it's important about understanding what you might want to do in an apprenticeship. What skills are you looking to develop? How's that going to help you on your career journey? And so if you contact the National Career Service, then we can have that as part of your information, advice and guidance session. You have a full hour and a quarter with a careers advisor, and they can talk to you all about that and actually support you through applying for those.
Brilliant. And that kind of links actually to one of the other questions, which was how to get into administration. For me, an apprenticeship is a brilliant way to do that. We run a level, is it level 2 or 3? I can never remember, in business admin, so business administration, in all of our divisions across Geraghty. So that is a brilliant apprenticeship to do, and it really gives you a foundation, again, for a career that can really go anywhere.
Joanna, just going back to the returning citizens. So yeah, System Group do actively work with in custody information and guidance advisors that actually have people waiting to be released. So we do a lot of work with the in custody IAG guys in relation to the offers that we have when the returning citizens return from their stay. So yeah, we do a lot of work with those. We would definitely recommend that you contact us in relation to that also, because we can talk you through your sort of options when you're in that position to do so.
Brilliant, thanks, Joanna. Great, so I think that is all the questions. All the information that's been shared in the webinar will be on the website, so you can go and click the links, talk to the career service, look for jobs, whatever you want to do after this webinar. So that's it from me, unless any of the other panelists have anything, kind of closing statements that they'd like to say. No.
Just thank everyone for the time, really, and thank you to the WMCA for inviting us onto the webinar, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye, guys.